Joining us now, Fox News contributor Tammy Bruce.
Hi.
Tammy, I want to start out with some breaking news that we're getting.
Yeah.
You have another Democratic senator calling on Biden to drop out. This, as we're hearing from NBC, they're saying that the Biden family is maybe discussing a possible exit from him from the race. How are you thinking about this changing environment? Are Republicans maybe underestimating what a new candidate besides Biden might be?
Well, from certain reports, we know that they're kind of wargaming a Kamala Harris ticket, all right? And that's reasonable. They've got to be ready for anything. I'll just remind everyone, even though certainly the convention was invigorating and there was joy and an optimism that was unifying, let's remember the 2022 midterms. There was a similar kind of excitement, not as extreme, certainly. Situation's very different now. But these end up being, and this is the Democrats' dilemma right now, ground games at the local level, right? And this is the other problem for the Democrats, enthusiasm. And when it comes to enthusiasm for Trump's candidacy versus Biden's and how that manifests locally, people are having, according to multiple reports, difficulty finding people for phone banks. Difficulty finding people to go door to door.
That's interesting.
All right, that's at the local level, the enthusiasm issue matters, yes, on getting, let's say if there's a storm, it's November. Are you going to get off the couch and get in your car and go to vote if you didn't do it ahead of time?
Right.
And are you going to volunteer? Are you going to write the $10 check? But it's about the volunteer ground game as we lead up in every town, in every city in this great country. And people, they might not vote for Trump, many will, but what they're not going to necessarily do is take their day to knock on doors and call people up and say, please vote for whoever it is that ends up being the candidate. That can't work. Right. So I think that what's especially troubling, and Republicans have to stay focused, that convention is a very good example. It was beautifully produced. It was organized. You can see the nature of whether or not a party has its act together. We saw that in the convention. And the enthusiasm is not an issue for them on the ground. Mm-hmm. But the leaks that we're seeing, remember, it's usually people close to the family, unnamed sources. It is one of the ugliest public pushes I've seen regarding politics. People that put Biden in this position are now stabbing him in the back. Right. Some commentators, some politicians, I should say, referring to it as almost like a Julius Caesar moment where your best friends are stabbing you in the back. It's ugly.
Yeah, and now we're waiting to see, how this all plays out through the weekend because, of course, we had those reports that suggest we could get possibly some type of announcement from President Biden about staying in the campaign by the end of the weekend. He insists otherwise. His campaign insists otherwise.
Yes, they do all day today.
But, up until now, the whole battle has been for that independent voter, and former President Trump's address last night was really an opportunity to try to make that pitch to the undecided voter.
Right.
What did you make of his address? Do you think he was able to connect there?
I think people, a door had been unlocked by our being reminded of his humanity during that assassination attempt. Is that, the lies of, the fear-mongering, the nature of what the Democrats have done to conservatives and to Trump in particular and his family is very fragile. I come from the left. The communications from the left require constant nursing, constant reinforcement. So you've been hearing it for 10 years almost now. And in the moment, they're that fragile. A moment can change the perspective of people, especially Americans. We're used to change. And I think that those who were unsure saw what happened, saw his response, the humanity of that response. The door was unlocked. Perhaps they watched. They saw the unity, messages that were actually not about policy. His speech was a little bit, but about the nature of the condition of our lives. That's what they haven't been hearing from the Biden administration.
And just real quick on the humanity point, Eric Trump was speaking.
Yeah.
I was trying to listen, but Trump's granddaughter was sitting on his knee.
Yep.
And I thought that's another one of those moments where if you're kind of on the fence and you see that, you get a different view of the candidate.
Well, and these are the kinds of things that wasn't just for that night. If you've met President Trump, if you know him, the nature of his relationship with his children, his grandchildren, is always that. And there's rarely been an opportunity for people to see that. And it also showed if people thought that everyone would flee Trump because of the lawfare and indictments and And the smearing, the entire family was there. Those children were there.
Yeah.
And Mrs. Trump, beautiful entrance, surprised him on the stage afterwards.
Right.
That was unity. And yes, the humanity of how your grandchildren think about you and what your relationship is.
Yeah.
That's why Whoopi Goldberg got so upset. All of what they've done for a decade was smashed
Right.
within the last week.
Wow.
Well, Tammy, we're so grateful that you spent some time with us here today. Thank you
Great show.
for your
Thanks for being
perspectives.
on.
And she's not done. Catch Tammy
No.
tonight when she is hosting The Bottom Line with Jason Chaffetz. It is all coming up 6 p.m. right here on Fox Business.